much for joining me again today for another Project Live Catch Up Friday video. So for today I've got week 22 for you from 2015. So I'm just making my way through 2015, so very happy. I might be doing a just a video overview of the album soon, so look out for that. So I'm doing week 22 today, and I'm mainly going to be using products from Ali with some Story Kits and Story Stamp, as well as Felicity Jane's Maggie kit, as well as the Hip Kit Club's October 2016 Scrapbook kit, and also Calico October 2016 Documentary Kit Core storyboard. Now the first thing I'm doing here is I'm just adding the dates. I'm keeping this one relatively simple. I've added the two dates using my Rolodex stamp with the Versa mark. Sorry. Stays on black ink, so I stamp directly onto the photo of that what do you call it, rainbow. And so I'm also adding this stamp which says which is a number 02. Essentially I stamp it twice just to create the 22, and that stamp is actually from the Me Story stamp set from Ali Edwards, and then I'm just framing that using my VersaFine backing to draw around it. I also added just a little bit, there was some, smudgy area there, and I just want to make sure that it's clear what date it was. So I just used some my my Sharpie pen. I might have said VersaFine and VersaMark before. So my Sharpie pen to draw onto, just to make sure the date is clear there. And now I'm also using this, I'm cutting out this die cut piece, which is from the from the Hip Kit Club's October 2016 kit, but it actually comes from a Dear Lizzie's Saturday Lines ephemera pack. And with this one I'm using this chipboard here, which is from the Go Story Kit from Ali Edwards, and also writing directly onto the photo here using the Lumo Color Staedtler pen. So I have been using this pen a little bit lately, and the reason for that is because it's a little bit thicker than the Sharpie Ultrafine pen. You get it smells a little bit like, there's fume coming out, but it's not very strong. And so that might be something, if you're looking for a pen, you might not want to get this one. I got this one from a Calico documentary kit a couple months ago, so I thought I'll try it out and see how I like it. Now I'm also going to create my own journaling card here, as you can see, and I'm trimming off part of a blank 3 or 4 journaling card, which is from Project Live. And I'm also trimming out this piece of pattern paper, which is from the Felicity Jane Maggie kit. And then I'm using this die cut piece, which is from the Dear Lizzie's Saturday Line as well, from the Hip Kit Club. And I'm just using some foam dots to adhere that piece down. And I adhere that kind of in between the pattern paper portion and the white cardstock portion, and then I'm just kind of adding some journaling there. What did I say? So I talked about the photos just underneath it. We went out for dinner at I guess it's a fast food chain. It's like a grilled chicken, so I think it's I don't think it exists in the US, or it might be a version of it. It's called Nando's, and so it's like kind of South American, I think, grilled chicken. So we went out for dinner, so I was just talking about what we ordered. Now the next thing I'm doing here is I'm going to add I want to embellish this photo here and also add some kind of short journaling. I decided to go with this piece, which is from the Felicity Jane Maggie kit. And so I'm just adding that down using some glossy accent, and then also I did some journaling directly onto the photo there. Just keeping it really simple. Talk about the fact that I've been loving strawberry and chocolate lately, and yeah, so keeping it really simple, just saying it's for dinner and loving it. And the next thing we're going to do is I want to create a decorative card, and I don't really have much to talk about anymore, apart from, you know, I'm just going to draw journal directly onto the photo. So I decided to create my own, I guess, decorative card. And so I pick out this card here, which is kind of gold embossed from Calico. And then I'm just kind of looking through a bunch of kind of die cut pieces from this die cut pack from the Dear Lizzie's Saturday line. And I am adhering them down using my glossy accent. And so I'm just choosing a few pieces. So there's some like 2 donuts and a pretzel and then a burger there. Just kind of overlapping them at the bottom there. And now I'm just trimming off the excess. And the next thing I'm going to do is I want to add something above it, just in the middle. But I'm just kind of going through a bunch of things. I think that looks quite nice, but I feel like it didn't really fit that well on that card, and I felt like it was kind of overshadowed the bits on the bottom. So I decided to go with something else. And so I'm just looking through my stamp sets, and I decided to go with this one. It says Lift It Up, and it's actually from the Up Story stamp from Alliedwitz. And then I'm going to stamp directly onto the card using this red Crafters ink called, I think, Pendleton from Alliedwitz as well. And after stamping, I decided it was I felt like it was kind of lost on the page a little bit because of the gold emboss there. So I decided to just stamp onto a piece of white cardstock, and then I'm just going to fussy cut that out and adhere directly on top of it, just to create a kind of a bit of dimension, and kind of trying to pop it out of the page a little bit. And so I'm just using some foam dots and sticking directly on top of that. And to be honest, it's been working really well for me. Like, you know, when you stamp directly onto a photo and there's some issues, you know, just stamp on a piece of white cardstock and then fuzzy cut it out, and then just, you know, add it on top using some foam dots. So it's an easy way of, you know, if you're, you know, there's errors and, you know, smudge and all those kind of issues, easily fixed. So, and it's been loving that kind of way of fixing things lately. And then the next thing I'm going to do here is I want to add a prompt onto this photo here. And I was looking through the chipboard pack from the Up Story kit, but I decided against it just mainly because I felt like those chipboard pieces are a little bit too light and I want something kind of that will pop out. So I decided to go with this one, which is a piece of kind of word phrase stick, which is from the Stuff Story kit. And so I did some journaling, talk about the fact we went to a shopping centre, went to get some Ben & Jerry's, the waffle sundae. We also obviously got the Cherry Garcia ice cream, my favourite. And so yeah. And the next thing I'm doing here is I'm stamping directly onto the photo and using this Up Story stamp set once again. And it says thumbs up, and using my Stays On black ink to stamp directly on top there. And I feel like it works really well stamping directly on top of photo, especially when the photo is really light like this. And I think the Stays On is pretty good at providing, I guess, crisp image. And yeah, the next thing I'm going to do here is I'm just adding some journaling around that plate there. And I actually got this idea a long time ago from Kelly Perky. She's very inspirational, and especially on, you know, photos of food and, you know, just journaling about food, I guess. And so that's what I did. And then I'm also adding this piece of chipboard, which is from the Up Story stamp from Alliedwitz. And then did some journaling directly onto the photo along the edge of that white space there. And what am I doing next? The next thing I'm going to do is I want to create my own journaling card. So I am using this piece of pattern paper, and then I'm just going to create my own journaling card by adding that piece of pattern paper just on the top. And this piece of pen paper is actually from the Hip Kit Club's scrapbook kit from October 2016. And the next thing I'm going to do is I want to add kind of something, an embellishment onto this card here, and I'm just kind of looking through a bunch of stuff, and I decided to go with this one, which is the kind of the note, the kind of music note there, and I kind of moving things around, just seeing which one I want, but I'll end up with this one, which I kind of like how it pops out of the card a little bit. And what am I doing next? I'm doing some adding some journaling directly onto that card. I decided to try using 2 pens once again. So one, 2 sizes, one number 08 and one number 03, just to create a bit of interest, to be honest. And I got this idea from Ali Edwards, actually. And I'm just trying to pop those cards in. And the next thing I'm going to do is I want to add a piece, this wooden piece here, which is from the Hip Kit Club's October kit. And then just doing some simple journaling around the plate once again. And just essentially I just describe what it is really. It's a pizza, it's a overstuffed pizza that we made at home. And then I am going to, so I'm thinking what I want to do with this this photo here. I'll hold off on that maybe. No, I'm adding a piece of chipboard here, which is from the Up Story stamp. Sorry, story kit. And what am I doing next? I am going to create my own journaling card once again. I am going to pull out a piece of pen paper, which is from the, I think it's from the Felicity Jane's Maggie kit. So this one here. And I'm just looking through some pen paper in the kit and seeing which one I want to use. I'll actually end up with ones that has kind of outline of circles. Kind of just going through bits and pieces at the moment, so a bit indecisive here. And looking through which one do I want. This is the one I'm going to go for. I'm just going to trim that down into size, and then I am going to trim it even further. And even more trimming here. And then I'm using as a base a 3x4 journaling card from Project Live, and then I'm just going to add that and trimming a little bit more, mainly because I want to make sure I have enough space to add some journaling. And then I am adding that onto the top of the card here. And I know that it looks quite white, it's like white on white, right? And I often don't like doing it, but I don't mind with this one, just mainly because I feel like there's it's almost that the brad pops out of the page and it's kind of cool. And so I add that brad directly onto one of the, just kind of on top of one of the circles. And so it's essentially that circle, the pen paper itself creates an outline, almost a border around that brad, which I think is really awesome. And that brand itself is actually says Wake Up, and that is from the Up Story kit from Ali Edwards. I've also used those chipboards, those arrows are from the Calico documenter kit core storyboard. And that is, I believe that's it. I'm just kind of popping this card in. So that is it, you guys. Thanks so much for joining me again. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up so I know that you enjoyed it. And if you want YouTube to let you know when my next video comes out, please subscribe. And I'd love to hear from you. If you have any questions or anything like that, please let me know. Yeah, so have a good day.